Hey everybody, Chrissy here on my daily drive. Thank you for joining me. Hey, today we're going to talk about getting your show booked. Okay, getting your show booked. So if you've been following any of my videos, you know that I talk about doing content creation as an actor and producing your own work in an effort to keep your own self working while also building your resume and your skills so that you can sell them on your mission to securing other work, higher paying work, right? And so today's just going to be expanding the conversation about getting your show booked once you've got it created. If you don't have a show created or you're just interested in getting anything booked, this is probably a good video for you. But if you're interested in developing your one-person show or your comedy routine or whatever it is that you want to do, that you want to get booked and paid to perform either in your own town or on the road, then you'll want to stick by this video and listen to my tips on how to get that done. Again, as a professional in this business, and for those of you who don't know and have not yet followed me or know what I do, I'm an actor, a producer, a filmmaker, a comedian, a writer. I do it all. And that also means I'm an entrepreneur and a business professional. And so I've investigated, learned, and developed my skills in these ways for decades. And I use them to have a professional career in all of those categories. You can find me on IMDb, ChrissyHogueBartels.com, TheStupiderEconomy.com, which is my one-woman show, which we're turning into a web series, and a feature-length film for film festivals, that one. But the web series you'll find on Vimeo. I'll always update my information to have those links in the descriptions below, which, by the way, if you click on any of those links, it may take you somewhere to learn even more information. Those links are paid, though. Those guys are selling their courses. My stuff is free. So here's the deal. If you want to get your show booked and you want to get paid to perform your show, there's a system that you need to put in place, and it's all about marketing and advertising, okay? The first thing that I did when I was booking my show, when it was The Stupid Economy, the first iteration of my one-woman show, back in 2012, was I joined an organization called APAP. And you can find them at apap365.org. I may have a moment to put that link in the description below. I'm not entirely sure. I generally copy and paste most of the stuff because I don't have time, which is why I do these videos while I'm driving. Anyway, you can go to apap365.org. That's A P as in Peter, A P as in Paul, 365.org. That is basically, it's the Association for Performing Artists that gives you the access. It gives you access to all of the places in the world that are members of that organization who hire people to perform at their venues. It also has people like me and other independent artists who are the performers who are pitching their stuff. Currently, everything is being done virtually, so you can actually air your show virtually on their website. And here's the kicker. It's only $100 for you to join as an independent artist. To me, that's a no-brainer. I took the mailing list to all of the presenters and added it to my mailing list. And I think that was about 898 members that I now have on my mailing list. If you do any research on marketing and advertising in business, they always say build your email address list. Build your email list because you own those emails. They always say social media can change, and the people who run those social media channels are the owners of those social media channels. So you always want to own your emails, which is why they always say, even on your websites and anywhere you can, to be capturing email. Now, some of you might be using MailChimp, other of you might be using Constant Contact. There's several marketing, emailing platforms out there that you can use. Investigate, see which one works best for you, and import those names into that, into there. Here's another trick. Download the PDF and and the Word file, because that is how you own it, right? Even places like MailChimp, and I don't know this for sure, but that's a platform and it's in the cloud. So if somebody, if you put all of your email addresses in that and they crash or they burn or they go out of business, you may not have the ability to retrieve those emails, and those are like gold. So you want to put them somewhere where you can access them. I even printed mine so that I have them eternally, unless, you know, those burn down. But you can only have so many fail safes, right? Okay, so now that you've got an email list, right? And this is just one method. I'll probably have tons of methods out there, but this particular method will give you kind of the template for the strategy. So now I have an email list of people who are my buyers. And now I'm going to, and a lot of you may be excellent writers and you know how to do a series of emails that entice people. You know how to write a good subject line so somebody wants to click on your link or open your email. And that's great. Personally, I don't have time for that anymore, and I'm not into writing provocative or persuasive emails. So I'm going to go to Fiverr.com or Upwork or Freelancer. I'm probably going to go to all three of those and put the job out there, detailing that I need somebody who's going to write me a series of emails that will be sent weekly, that are basically I'm going to give them the information about my show and the video and all the links that they're going to need in order to really sell it in an email. I'm going to hire that done. If you can't hire that done, take on another shift where you're working and say to yourself, okay, I can spend, if you go out there and you research and you find you can spend $500 to get a series of 3 months worth of emails sent, and it'll cost you that $500, go find $500. Don't buy extra lattes. Don't get a new pair of boots. Take the $500 and save it and spend it on the person who can do that for you. Hire it done. Again, you're a professional, you own a business, and sometimes that means hiring people to get your work done for you. Okay, so now you have put your marketing plan together. You have your email list. You have somebody or yourself to draft the emails that you're going to send over the course of whatever it is to you. I'm going to do 3 months. 7 times is the amount of times that it takes somebody to be interested or to notice what you're trying to sell them. And yes, my friends, you are doing sales if you are pitching your show. Okay. So now, you obviously want to make sure that you have a product that's ready to go. Now, some people have a product that's almost ready to go. Bonnie Gillespie says, launch at 80%. And I agree with Bonnie Gillespie, because by the time somebody books you, it's going to be months out, very likely, unless they're calling you right now and saying, hey, can you fill this spot tonight? I had a cancellation. At that point, you want to say yes, man, because you don't want to say no. Hey, book my show. Okay, I can book you right now. Here's what you do. You say yes, and you do everything in your power to get that thing perfect, right? Yeah. Okay. What they say is that fortune is in the follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up, okay? What that means is that not everybody, so if I have 869 people I'm sending an email to because somebody wrote me some awesome emails and they're going out every week, and I have 90 weeks worth of emails being sent out, not everybody in that list is going to hire you right away. One of them, and again, the follow-up is inherent in the email marketing plan, right? For 90 days or for 90 weeks. 90 emails is what I said 90 days, I think, but what I mean is 90 emails. For 90 weeks, they're going to be getting information from me. That's just almost 2 years worth, right? You gotta be thinking long term in terms of strategy. In addition to that, I get an intern who does a social media plan for me. So they take those emails and repurpose them for a social media plan. The social media plan includes every social media platform out there. And By repurposing, I mean they are taking that information and turning it into video, blog, written material, extracting still images, taking clips of the video, and they're putting it all across the platforms of Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, and Tumblr, Pinterest. So all of these places where I already have a following. And that is repurposed. So even people who aren't on my email list might be interested in contact me. Okay? Now, fortune is in the follow-up means that if somebody reaches out and says, hey, thanks, but we're not interested at this time, then you write back and say, thank you for following up with me. I appreciate that. What types of shows do you book? Maybe, or what is it about my show that didn't make it bookable for you? You want to find out for your data how and why you're not being booked at certain locations, especially if they've been interested enough to respond to you. And then you can decide maybe how to craft your next message based on that information, or maybe you can pocket that for later when you're developing a new show. And if you have data that says, hey, people will book your show if it has these components, and you want to do that, then you're welcome to do that. A lot of people are artists and they promote what they promote. A lot of people use a template and design a show based on that. There are no wrong ways to be a professional working actor, as long as you're making your living doing that, right? Okay. Now, after you have booked your show and you are done with it, you want to continue to follow up with these people. And I mean by sending them perhaps a thank you card with, like a basket. Great place for that is sendoutcards.com. You can put pictures of the event or the venue or of them. If you get a picture of you with the people who hired you at the event, that's a great thing to send them on the front cover of that photo, because people love to see themselves in their own and hear about themselves. So they open that card, they get a little basket from you. They're going to put you in that world of, this is a pro and I want to work with them again. And the reason you want to do that, again, fortune is in the follow-up, is because perhaps they've expanded their audience in a year and they want to bring your show back because it was a success the first year. Or you did what I did, or you do what I did, which is take a show that you did and turn it into a new show with new characters, but it's based on the same information. See thestupideconomy.com, at thestupidereconomy.com. And in that, you'll discover that they might bring you back because you followed up with them by sending them a postcard every month or every 3 months. Or you make sure that you had their birthday and you send them a birthday card and a Thanksgiving card and a Christmas card and so on and so forth. I think you get my point on that. Now, again, if you're thinking long-term strategy, if you believe that you want to work forever, you have to have a book of business. Just like an insurance person, just like a good car salesperson. Anybody in sales has a book of business who they follow up with, and they do it like a professional would. If you have any questions about how to get booked and paid to perform your show, by the way, this would work for speakers, people who speak at events, are keynote speakers, and this would also work for people who are comedians, singers. Anytime you want to get booked somewhere, and maybe it's not apap365.org that you're going to be reaching out to, although they might. Again, that is an organization that books presenters. Right? And presenters is a wide net. It could include any type. Dancers. If you have your own little dance show where you're the solo performer, you can totally use this system. Find an organization, join them for their membership fee, download their email list, upload it to your own email marketing strategy. Make sure you get a copy for yourself that can never disappear, and send it via email strategy for as long as you think necessary, even if you have to hire that email writing done. Get a social media person, if that's yourself, to market it further by dicing it up into little pieces and putting it on the appropriate platforms, and follow up with these people by doing professional things and sending them cards. and you will get your shows booked. One more tip. Following up in a phone call for people who like to talk on the phone is going to be an extraordinary benefit to you if you can talk on the phone, because people don't like to do it anymore. So in your email strategy, I would recommend you say, how do you prefer to communicate? Do you prefer to communicate via email, text, on Facebook Messenger and Snapchat, or over the telephone? How about video? Do you prefer a Skype session? Whatever way you want to say that, make sure that you understand how they like to be followed up with once you get them. What that means is another bonus tip. If they respond to your third email and say, hey, I'm interested, let's talk, and you say, great, how would you like me to follow up with you? And they say by phone call, don't send them take them off of your email list for now. Because all that does is you're clogging up their email. They've already showed interest. By allowing that email to continue to automatically send to them, it takes away that personal effect. So I recommend you remove that. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please ignore the gross people who are putting like sex things in the comments. I'll be having those cleaned up soon. We can't avoid it. It's social media. What are you going to do? But if you have any questions, comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able. You can also email me at Chrissy at thestupideraconomy.com. Follow any of the links in the description below if you want training that you pay for. Those people are extremely valuable. Obviously, if you've never been here before and you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell if you want to be notified every time I release a new video. And of course, share this with anybody who you think might benefit from it. Until I drive again, I hope you all have a beautiful day. It is the holiday season if you are keeping up with me. And so I wish you all the happiest holidays. And I cannot wait for 2020 to end. I know everybody else cannot wait either. And be blessed, stay safe, and well. Mwah.